Hello everyone, welcome to Alpha Bravo Precision Woodwork. My name is Andre. This video is about the whole process of restoration of the vintage hand plane. Poor guy had obviously very harsh life. It was badly abused and broken. I suspect that it was somehow dropped from a height, judging by the condition of the lever cup and the body. First I have to take it apart and clean it up. Washer is not supposed to be here. The lever cup was cracked into halves. It was welded pretty much okay by the previous user. Rapier planes like this one were produced in 1940s in England by an Anglo-Scottish corporation named Rapier. They were making mostly hand plates and spoke shapes. The Rapier plane's design looks to me pretty much as a copy of Stanley plane's design, but it doesn't surprise me as Stanley company is a century older than Rapier. In my opinion, Rapier offers slightly lower quality compared to Stanley, but I decided to get this old sport back to business and I succeeded, as you will see at the end of this video. Now, we have to remove the rust. It takes way longer than just blowing the dust off. So I dissolved 300 grams of citric acid in roughly 10 liters of water, and I kept all parts in this solution for about 48 hours. After that, I neutralized the acid in soda solution, just ordinary kitchen soda. I dried it up as soon as possible before it started getting rusted again. Acid removes rust and even soften old paint, so it's easily removed by compressed air, as you can see. I believe red paint was the original one. I don't think that the other types of paint I found were applied by the manufacturer. It's hard to say why the layer of silver paint was applied. Steel wire brush removes the rest. After that, parts look almost brand new. The impact was so bad that a huge piece of body was broken out. As a result, cast iron sole lost its flatness. This type of planes are designed to flatten the wood surface, so the sole must be as flat as possible, otherwise the tool is becoming almost useless. The sole was so much out of flat that I had to use a grinder with the buffing wheel to make it flat and straight. It seems probably too brutal, but it works out well. After buffing wheel, I use different types of files and scrapers. The sole is straight and flat again, but not smooth enough. The final smoothing was done on cast iron table. I started with 150 grit and finished with 800 grit. The cap iron must be flat and perfectly square. Actually, generally speaking, every part of the plane must be straight and square. So I flatten the cap iron on 150 grit sandpaper and then squared it using files. This edge of the cap iron is supposed to be almost as sharp as the cutting iron. And the final sharpening is done on the water stone. Now, finally, the heart of the plane, the cutting iron. It must be also perfectly square before it gets sharpened. I use a bench grinder to shape it and create cutting edge. It's sort of sharp enough to scratch the wood, but it is not sharp enough to cut the wood properly as a nice woodworking tool. To sharpen it perfectly, I switch to good water stone on my sharpening station. And again, the stone also to be flattened on the truing stone before use. If the sharpening stone is not flat, the blade will never be flat as well, and it will never be truly razor sharp. Now the blade is ready to plane the wood. It's really sharp. Depth adjusting nut got stuck. It is sitting on the left-hand threaded rod, which was probably also abused and bent. So I have to straighten it. Light tap with a hammer and it's back in business. The frog position is adjusted with the custom screw over this plate, this tiny plate, and then secured in place with 2 screws at the top. It should be set up so the cutting iron doesn't touch the mouth of the saw, but as close to it as possible. It's to be done only once, hopefully. This custom-made screw that secures the cap on the cutting iron will look way better after sanding and polishing. Now, the cap iron is attached to the cutting iron and defines the position of the cutting iron when it's placed on the frog. The lateral adjusting lever works just fine. The lever cap is installed. Now it is obvious why the washer under the screw does not belong here. Now it's time for the test cut. I took a piece of roughly cut beech board. The plane cuts it like butter. Next, a piece of ash, my favorite breed of wood. The plane creates beautiful, perfectly flat, smooth surface. Oak is being cut the same. Nice. The softwood usually requires the sharpest cutting edge to achieve nice polished-like surface. Success. The old guy is back in business. Those are the vintage tools to be restored yet. New episodes are to come. Please subscribe and thanks for watching.